Blessed because she believed. Do you believe God will do what He promised? We were back to our daily routine, dating online, sharing our lives, talking about how our days went, and staying connected no matter the distance. As time passed, we grew closer and closer. Before we knew it, another year had gone by. A few months later, Lloyd told me he had bought a ticket to come to see me for my birthday. He couldn't make it to my graduation because of his work schedule, but he was determined to be there for my birthday. Instead, hearing that made me so happy. As March came to an end, another milestone in my life had finally arrived, my graduation day. As I walked up the stage, I couldn't help but look back on all the hardships I had been through and how God carried me through every single one of them. His love is truly beyond measure. On top of that, I am so thankful that God brought Lloyd into my life. He supported me through the last 2 years of my schooling and helped me finish what I started. I will always be grateful for that blessing. God has been so good to me that I honestly don't have enough words to express it. As I walked down the stage, tears began rolling down my cheeks. I tried my best not to cry, but my emotions took over. I said to myself, I'm done. It's over. No more sleepless night. We made it, Lord. You gave me the perseverance I need so I can finish my school. You never left my side. I felt like a child who had just received the greatest gift. One scripture came to mind that perfectly described that moment. Blessed is the one who has believed that the Lord would fulfill His promises to her. Luke 1 verse 45. After the ceremony, my mom, some of my classmates, and I gathered to take pictures and capture this joyful milestone. We laughed, smiled, and made memories that I will treasure forever. Eventually, it was time to say goodbye to my classmates and teachers. We shared our final hugs and well wishes before heading home. As I look back on that day, my heart was full of gratitude, full of joy, and full of the faithfulness of God. Through every struggle, every tear, and every challenge, He kept His promise and never let go of my hand. That evening, we had a simple celebration at home. It was more affordable that way. I invited 3 close friends and the rest were family. The house was loud with laughter, conversations, stories, and karaoke playing all at once. Everyone was enjoying the moment, and my heart was just taking it all in. The months passed by quickly, and before I knew it, May arrived. It was time to pick up my love. At the airport again, my heart was full of excitement, and I could hardly wait to see him. Every minute felt longer because all I wanted was to hold him and see his face again. The moment I saw him, I couldn't help myself. I ran straight toward him, gave him a quick kiss, and wrapped him in the biggest hug. Oh man, I miss him so much. It felt like forever since the last time I saw him. While we were waiting for his luggage at the baggage claim area, I couldn't stop smiling. I kept stealing little glances at him and reaching for his hands just to make sure I wasn't dreaming. It all felt so unreal, like it couldn't possibly be happening again. But there he was. Lloyd is standing right beside me once more. Couple days went by. We visited Tagaytay, one of the most beautiful places in the Philippines. The views were breathtaking, trees, mountains, and in the middle of the lake stood a volcano. What happened there became one of the most unforgettable moments of my life. Lloyd proposed to me at the top of the mountain near a wishing well. But let me backtrack for a moment. A year before I met Lloyd, my aunt had married an American and brought us to the exact same place. Even though I'm a Christian, I remember seeing that famous wishing well. People would always said that if you made a wish there, it would come true. I dropped a coin into the well and quietly said, I hope that the next time I come back here, I'll bring the man I'm going to marry. At the time, it was just a simple wish. When I eventually met Lloyd, I told him that story. To me, it was probably just a coincidence. After all, I know God spoke to my heart in the cafe when we first met. Still, it was a cute story. There was a moment when I was busy sightseeing, then Lloyd called my name. When I turned around, he was standing by the wishing well, down on one knee. My heart stopped for a second as he looked at me and asked, Will you marry me? I paused for a moment. My family was gathered all around us, and suddenly I could hear people cheering and shouting, Say yes, say yes. Everything felt like a blur. My heart was racing, my hands were shaking, and tears were already filling my eyes. In that moment, surrounded by the people I love, it felt like the whole world was waiting for my answer. Then I finally said yes. The moment I did, everyone erupted with cheers and applause. Lloyd slipped the ring into my finger, and all I wanted to do was kiss and hug him. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. After the proposal, we had lunch with the family and then back to the hotel. When we arrived, everyone dropped us off, congratulated us, wished us a happy future together, and slowly went their separate ways. It was such a beautiful day, and my heart was so full. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Share it with your friends and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can stay updated in my latest video. And if you have a little extra time, go ahead and check out my other videos too. It would really help to grow my channel. Now let's get back to the rest of my story. A week later, Lloyd and I were sitting on the bed in our hotel room when we received the letter from the embassy about the fiancé visa he had applied for me. We were both excited and nervous at the same time. Everything suddenly felt real. The next step was my medical examination at St. Luke's Medical Center. 3 days later, it was already time for Lloyd to fly back home. The vacation went by so fast. Every goodbye was painful, but this one hurt just as much as all the others. Reality hit me once again. He was leaving, and I had to stay behind. I still held on to hope. If everything went well with the paperwork and the rest of the process, we would finally be together. No more long-term distance. No more airport goodbyes. So Lloyd went back to the United States, and I continued the visa process. My mom came with me when I go to the embassy, but she can't get in. She stay outside, so when I get in, I'm on my own. I didn't realize how much paperwork and preparation it would take, but because Lloyd had hired a lawyer, everything went smoothly. For my interview, I brought a scrapbook that I had carefully made. It was filled with our photos, love letters, cards, and memories from our relationships. I even saved a couple pistachio shells from a special moment we shared and placed them inside. Every page told the story of our journey together. One of the officers was carefully looked through everything one by one. I could see the amusement of his face. He said, "I can tell how much you love and care about him. I can see the effort you put into this scrapbook." That made me smile, and I said, "Thank you, I appreciate it." But another officer was much tougher. He asked question after question, and honestly, he scared me at one point. He told me that he didn't know Lloyd personally and gave me a hotline number to call if I ever needed help in an emergency. He explained that there had been cases where relationships between Americans and Filipinos turned out badly. As he talked, I started crying. Hearing all those stories made me afraid for a moment. But then I picked myself up and I just said that I couldn't live in fear because of what happened to other people. I knew who Lloyd was, and I trusted God with our future. Finally, they called me back. Just like that, I passed. They kept my passport so they could process everything and told me it would be delivered to our house later. It had been a very long day for both my mom and I, but we made it through. A week later, I completed the medical requirements and passed those too. Everything was finally set. I called Lloyd and told him the good news. He laughed and said, "Well, I guess I have to come back in August and pick you up." And just like that, he bought his ticket. Before I knew it, August had arrived. Lloyd came back to the Philippines. This trip was shorter, only 12 days, but every moment felt precious because we knew our lives were about to change forever. On his last day, we decided to have a getaway party since we don't really have a big engagement party earlier. Everyone was so happy for us, but there were also plenty of tears. Family and friends hugged us tightly, wishing us well as we prepare for this new chapter. The party was held at the hotel. They had a beautiful venue available for event, and everything turned out better than I could have imagined. The coordinator did an amazing job, so I didn't have to worry about a thing. We simply showed up and enjoyed the moment. Then the night came to an end. Everyone went home and we went back to our room, finally able to relax. As we started packing our bags for our flight back to the US late the next night, reality slowly began to sink in. My heart felt full from all the memories we had just made. But at the same time, I wasn't ready for it all to be over. Stay tuned for my next episode. It talks about me going to US and a new chapter of my life. I'll see you on my next video. Stay safe and be blessed.